Let's talk about one of Japan's most fascinating months, February. It is a time of incredible contrast, a month where you can literally feel the peak of winter colliding with the very first promise of spring. So, if you're picturing February in Japan as this kind of sleepy, cold month that's best avoided, well, you're seriously missing out. It is absolutely packed with some of the country's most spectacular festivals and really unique cultural moments. All right, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll dive into the grand winter festivals. Then, we'll get into the fiery rituals that welcome good fortune. After that, we'll go looking for the very first blossoms of spring. And finally, I'll give you a super practical guide to help you plan your own trip. First up, let's embrace the cold, because in Japan, peak winter really means peak celebration. We're talking about some of the most breathtaking snow and ice festivals you will ever see. You see, this is a country that doesn't just endure winter. It masters it. And absolutely nowhere is that more obvious than in its northern regions, which are home to the undisputed king of all winter festivals. The Sapporo Snow Festival, it's legendary for a reason. I mean, just try to imagine entire city blocks transformed into this open-air museum of massive, stunningly detailed sculptures made completely out of snow and ice. The scale is just unbelievable. And a quick heads up, the final day is a public holiday, so you can definitely expect it to be bustling with energy. But you know, the magic isn't just in Sapporo. Over in Gifu Prefecture, you can find these incredible winter illuminations. You've got traditional thatched roof houses just glowing in the snow, and even a giant waterfall that's frozen solid and lit up with rainbow colors. You can even grab a drink inside a cozy snow hut called a kamakura. It's a true winter wonderland. Okay, now let's switch gears. We're moving from the serene beauty of snow to the intense heat of tradition. See, as winter hits its peak, these ancient rituals involving fire and folklore pop up to drive out evil and make way for spring. On February 3rd, pretty much the whole country gets involved in Setsubun. It marks the traditional last day of winter. You'll see families throwing roasted soybeans, shouting, "Oni wa soto, fuku wa uchi," which means demons out, fortune in. It's this loud, joyful, and deeply cultural event that you'll see happening everywhere, from huge temples to tiny homes. But not all rituals are quite so cheerful. In the northern region of Akita, the welcome for spring is way more dramatic, and let's be honest, a little bit terrifying. The Namahage Sedo Matsuri is just sheer intensity. This isn't just some performance, it's a powerful folk ritual that's recognized by UNESCO. Picture this. 15 figures dressed as Namahage, these demonic-looking gods, storm down a snowy mountainside holding fiery torches. It is an unforgettable spectacle, but listen, you have to book tickets online in advance, as spots are super limited. And this just perfectly shows the diversity within Japan, right? On one hand, you have the nationwide Setsubun festival, using beans to welcome good fortune in a fun, family-friendly way. And on the other, you have the Namahage spectacle in one region, using fire and fearsome gods to literally scare laziness away. Two very different ways to mark the exact same seasonal shift. After all that fire and ice, the mood shifts dramatically. Because while all these winter festivals are still going strong, February is also when you can catch the very first hopeful signs that spring is just around the corner. And get this, you think you have to wait until April for cherry blossoms? Not at all. The Kawazu Sakura is a special variety of early blooming cherry tree. Places like Kawazu Town will be in full, vibrant pink bloom by mid to late February. It is such a beautiful contrast to the snowy landscapes you might find just a few hours away. And of course, the changing season brings new flavors. February is the absolute best time for strawberry picking. It's prime season for fresh oysters, and it's your last chance to enjoy delicious winter crab. Oh, and keep an eye out for plum blossoms too. Their delicate beauty is another sure sign that spring is on its way. Okay, so you're convinced you want to experience this incredible month of transitions for yourself. Let's get into the practical details you'll need to know to plan the perfect trip. First things first, you need to be aware of the public holidays. February 11th is a little midweek break, but the big one for travelers is February 23rd, the Emperor's birthday. In 2026, that falls on a Monday, creating a 3-day weekend. This is a super popular time for domestic travel, so you've got to book your trains and hotels well in advance. So what do you pack? Well, layers are your best friend because the weather can really vary. A sunny day in Tokyo might be fine with just a sweater, but a snow festival up north requires full-on winter gear. This temperature guide is a great rule of thumb. If it's below 8 degrees Celsius, bring a real winter coat. Below 5? Yeah, you're going to want that down jacket, hat, and gloves for sure. And that really is the main takeaway here. February isn't just winter, and it isn't quite spring. It's this incredible, fleeting moment where you can experience both at the same time. You could literally be watching giant snow sculptures one day and walking under blooming cherry trees the next. So, what's it going to be? The icy spectacles of the north, the fiery rituals of Akita, or the gentle promise of the very first blossoms? February in Japan offers all these incredible stories. The only real choice is, which one do you want to experience?